wondering, oh, what's going on here? It's a chair. Yeah, you know the drill, guys. I have to hem-haw around and try to get myself in the video, setting it up against this and that, and it usually doesn't work out. But anyway, I don't know if you guys have plans for Thanksgiving. Don't get me wrong, I am thankful and grateful. But I don't need a federal government to tell me when I should be thankful and grateful and eat the same thing as every other moron on the planet to connect into them even further yet still. Anyway, regardless, I'm cooking tomorrow. Mind you, I'm not cooking a big full turkey dinner, but I'm cooking and I'm spending it with my family. Because generally that's when people get the days off and we can actually get together and spend time with each other and we're not slaving for someone. Excuse me while I light this fag. About cut my finger off the other day on a mandolin, and it was through sheer stupidity and laziness. Because I have this finger guard, and what's ironic about it is I was telling someone, oh, I use a finger guard, so I'm not going to cut my fingers off. And anyway, I had left the finger guard in the sink in some soapy water, and I didn't feel like going into the kitchen to get it. And sure as the sun rises in the morning, if that's what's really going on, yeah, I got it good. Got it good, guys. I don't know, can you see it? And it hurts. It hurts. I swear I can't go a week without some wound afflicting me. It's ridiculous. Anyway, I finally got the last of the planning done that's going on the table, and I still haven't got the screen that I was showing you the other day that's going to go up against the wall, but you know, not a whole lot's going to be going on that. It's mainly to be able to tie back once things start getting bigger so that they aren't falling over on, you know, the other plants and stuff. I will show you what I planted all today. But first I want to talk about something I was thinking about last night. But it wasn't the first time I thought it, but I really was thinking about it, and it's bothering to me. But, you know, like words like naive. Oh, she's naive. Oh, she's just naive. She's so naive. I mean, what is naive really? I mean, it's a word that has an undertone, actually an overtone of negativity, like it's a bad thing to be naive. But basically what naivety is just innocence. And what is wrong with someone being innocent to the goings on? You know, other than it's unknowingly affecting them in more ways than they could comprehend or understand. What's so horrible about being innocent? Innocence. Nothing. Not a damn thing. But they like to do that with qualities of humanity. They like to take innocence and twist it all up like it's something so horrible. I could go through a whole host of words like that, but you get the picture. You know, and it comes in at a very early age. On top of them mind swiping you. And if you're unfortunate, or I should say unfortunate, because yeah, unfortunate, because you're not, means not pretty much. If you're not fortunate, oh, I'm having a total brain fart right now. Oh, that's right. If you're unfortunate like myself, you're not just mind swiped when you come back into physicality form in our prison system. You are mind swiped dozens and dozens and dozens of times. And that's why my memory is so shot. It's because they literally electrocute you. And not long ago, I mean it was a few years back, but they were literally electrocuting me in my bed. No one's there, nothing's there, but I'm being electrocuted in this feeling of just, there's really no words to describe the presence of this beast. Its presence alone is immobilizing, can be immobilizing. And I'm sure they've done it for various reasons, you know, and it's through manipulation of my embodiment and my soul. You know, I started this channel to talk about these types of things that are going on, and it's kind of just trailed off into my art and my music and what I'm doing at the moment, because I feel like why? You either get it or you don't get it. And most don't get it. And I've been persecuted for so long, even in simple things. So she's naive and making me feel bad.
What are you talking about?
I'm making a video.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. Come say hi. Here's my beautiful daughter. Say hi.
Hi.
Where are you going?
Oh.
You're beautiful. Have fun. Don't get too intoxicated. You can't eat tomorrow. Or do. I love you too, honey. Have fun. Okay, where was I? Me and my daughter at one point had problems connecting, and a lot of it was of what I seen and felt. I don't know if I was actually seeing something actually happen, or if it was a storyline created to scare the bejesus out of me and get them an emotional reaction with the fear and all this horrible feelings of impending doom to give these principalities their fix, their drug fix. Because, you know, this new age movement says it's their food and they need it to survive. Horse manure. Fucking horse manure. It's a drug. They gave their consciousness over to an AI system, and so now they're incapable And now the AI system rules them. But anyway, I seen her being murdered in the basement bathroom by 3 creatures that were not human, and they were stabbing her, and she was screaming. And I was awake. I think they call it lucid dreaming. I always call them visions. And she was screaming for her mommy, and I couldn't do anything about it because I wasn't home, and I was drinking, and I just had to get home, and the person I was with would stop the car, and so I made them stop the car physically, and I got out of the car. I didn't have any shoes on. It was in October, and I ran through this cornfield that had been cut down, and my feet were just shredded, and I was trying to get home. And at that point, I went out of my body, and I'm looking at myself running through this field, and off to the side were these 2 iridescent, like translucent beings, like observing me from a higher point of what I was. But then I was up here observing them, observing me. It was just the craziest ass shit ever. And okay, I've drank before. Drinking doesn't do that, okay? It just doesn't. And a lot through my life, I've had these types of things happen to me, and it's always blamed on, well, you were smoking marijuana, you were drunk, or you did some coke, or something like that. They blame it on the drugs and alcohol. Okay, I've done enough drugs and alcohol to know that that's not what happens when you do drugs and alcohol. It leaves you more susceptible to their influence, but other than that, no. And I've had these things happen when I haven't been on drugs and alcohol, so. I just feel like, as of lately, I've had this, like, film over me, this blanket over me, where it's like I'm completely disconnected. It's like they completely disconnected me, completely shoved me in a box. But if you're like me, you have been used for your creative processes. I mean, they have stolen music from me. They have used me as a sex slave, a punching bag. I mean, you name it, they've done it. And it's hard to know what is being implanted within me and what is real and not being implanted by the adversaries against my very being, my very essence at this point. Which is very frustrating. I just have a lot of self-doubt lately as to what I do know for certain that had nothing to do with them. It had to do with outside forces. But if you go back and like watch some of my older videos. Like there's one, it's called Rubber Chicken. Just a lot of my older videos that touch base on a lot of this. I just kind of put it on a back shelf and been watching the world fucking do what it does time and time and time again. And I'm not gonna get myself all worked up over what's going on right now, because it's been going on forever. I'm really tired of investing my emotional state into this nonsense. I mean, they're trying so hard to have this Armageddon thing go down, and it's not going to go down like they planned. It's just not. I'm just so ready for love, aren't you? I'm just so sick and tired of this hate and this agenda that these freaking assholes are pushing. I wish they all would just drop dead. They bring out the worst in me. I mean, I literally want them to all drop dead, along with all the bodies with no souls, the islands that they careen around in. I just want them all to drop dead. I really want them to drop dead, because they're dead anyway. They're utilizing that which isn't theirs. And this place was built out of love to help them get back that which they so frivolously threw away. And they've really mucked it up for those who are actually trying. And a lot of these soul groups and these races weren't created by the living creator. Yeah, their parts are that they were created of are of the living creator. And the living creator is the embodiment in which we reside in. It was created so that they could become a part of that. They were created by an artificial construct, playing God. And most of them sided with the artificial construct, unfortunately. And when I talk like this, I know most people think I'm batshit crazy. And you know what? I don't care. I don't care what you think. It's more than likely what you're thinking has been put there by an artificial construct, and you're just an empty bag of bones and skin. A program. Because if you do have a piece of the living creator, your soul is got this piece of the seed, the spirit of the living creator. You know what I say, it rings true.
Let me show you what I've done.
Okay, we got some hanging things going here now. This is just a house plant, but I planted some flowers around it that are edible. Just a few on the outside. And got some succulents here, and then on the outside here I planted a few seeds of, it's called climbing spinach, and it can be an ornamental or edible. And I figured if it's a climber, it could kind of climb up here and also just hang. And then I took this old Easter basket and put some twine and hung it there with this little plant here. And then this used to have it's like in the aloe vera family, but it outgrew it, so I had to move it out into something else bigger, and so I decided to put some of that ivy in there. Okay, what's new? This is new. I got the keg cups out, and I started flowers and herbs and the tomato mix, some poppies and watercress and tarragon and some purple basil and mugwort, chives, and this flower here, Delphium, is an edible plant also and has medicinal properties. I got some more lavender and calendula, different kinds, and in this pot we got rosemary and calendula, pink surprise. This one is Pacific mix. And here we got some more calendula, a different variety, and wormwood. I got Brussels sprouts here, just a few, and some dwarf kale in here. Oh, and look at the snow peas are already starting to climb that little trellis I put there in front of the other trellis, since I decided to keep those in just for shits and giggles. I did pull one of the black beauty zucchini, so there's only 2. I'm gonna go with 2, and I pulled some more cucumbers. I'm going with 3. Probably should only go with 2, but I'm going with 3. Oh, and I switched the 2 mint plants I put in a bigger pot to give me more space. Oh, and the pepper plants are finally breaking through. Oh, and this thing that I thought was an onion the other day, not an onion. Because the onion is right here. See it? In the middle where I put it. I don't know what this is. I've been having a lot of that go on because the pots that I planted in the humus and the manure, I mixed that all in with a bag of organic mulch and put it in a garbage can with some other stuff, and I'm going to have that problem, I think, until I have a new batch. Oh, and I got my tomato plants, the beef eaters. Is that what they're called? Yeah, I think so. Something like that. And the Thai peppers and the fennel, all in cups. So these things, yeah, they're producing tomatoes and everything, but I don't know. I got them off to the side, and I'm just waiting for them to finish their thing so I can utilize the space, because I figured by the time these are ready to be transpotted and, you know, transferred into a bigger pot, those will be done history, so it'll all work out. You know what I mean? It's all gonna work out, just like everything else in this godforsaken place. It's gonna work out. So yeah, my little oasis. Well, whatever you decide to do tomorrow, don't feel guilty about it. Doesn't matter what color of skin you have or what you've been through. Just surround yourself with love and family and friends and enjoy yourself and be grateful and thankful every day. I just don't really like this holiday because there was people here before America came into being, and they got the short end of the stick. And I have ancestry with the natives, and I have ancestry with the Irish. And when the Irish and Scottish people came over, the Irish were considered a lower class than the African American people. And nobody talks about that. Yeah, it doesn't serve their agenda at the moment. Maybe in 100 years we'll pull you out and prop you up high so we can make other people feel bad. See, that's what they do. That's what they do. It's just what flavors, you know, flavor of the month. What a bunch of fuckers, right? What a bunch of motherfuckers. I can hardly wait till all the motherfuckers drop dead. Drop dead, motherfuckers. And take your Thanksgiving with you. Oh, boom, 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 boom. All right.